batteries. They look okay, but what's really going on in there? Let's find out.
You cut me loose and set me free. You cut me loose. You make me win in every way. Win in every way. You show me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You show me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. Yes, I'm the winner, yeah. 'Cause I'm the winner, yes. 'Cause I'm the winner, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yes, I'm the winner, yeah.
In this episode, I'm fitting a couple of battery monitors. Turned out to be a lot more work. Let's get into it. Right, what I've done so far is the negative cables going onto the batteries. I've got two battery banks, so there are two negative cables, one going to each bank. And those cables have got these connectors on the end, which is no good for installing the shunts. So I've got the first one out and I've cut it off, and I'm going to put one of these terminals on. They're crimp terminals, but I haven't got a crimper, so what I'm going to do is solder them on, which I've done loads of times in the past and it works really well. So let's give that a go, eh? There you go, that should be that. That is soldered. That is really on strong. That's not coming off. And then what I do is get a bit of black tape just to go over that join like that. And that's what we've got there. The reason we're having to do this is we've got to change to these battery posts. We've got to change to these battery terminals, rather, which have got the butterfly wing nut like that, so that we can do that. So that kind is no good. We can't do what we want to do with him. These are a bit more versatile anyway. Right, next one. Right, now to solder these, I get some flux, dip the end in a bit of flux, get the terminal on, and we need to support this somehow. That will do just nicely there, I think. Get our blue lamp and our solder. Now in the top, if you look in the top there, just in the end of there, where's the thing I can show you there? In the top there, there's a little hole. That's where you'll be feeding the solder into. Feed that. Put that up. You'll see a sort of colour change. You see that colour change? Start feeding in your solder. That's enough. Simple as that. And we get out water. I want to cool this off because I don't want it burning. I don't want it burning all the too much of the insulation. We dip that in water. You can also, that also washes all the flux off. Get that right. And that is soldered. That is solid. We'll do the same again with a bit of tape. I mean, you don't have to tape it, it just makes that little shoulder part there look a bit neater and tidier. Like that. One solder connection done. That's it. That's battery bank 1 pretty much sorted out. Right, now one of the other connections. So we need to strip this back. Need to strip this sheathing back. Just gently cut through there. Until you can open that up. You cut all the way around and then just go through that bit. Like that. That should peel off. There you go. try and get all the bristles in there, get all the strands in. It's tight. That's good. So if you get any hanging out, you can snip them off afterwards. It's not a major problem. Right, that goes on. That goes on okay. Get that off. Get a bit of flux. Dip that in the flux. Actual fact that you can get all of them out. Just get rid of them now. Put that over there. Push that in. Line it up with the other connector. So this is an old, it's one of the existing ones. I've just adapted the end. So that onto there like that. Stay there. Right. Get a solder up. Get a blow lamp. And go again. Don't put the flame too near the conductor, the heat will travel down. See the flux boiling. There you go. There you go. Put that one in. Oh. And you can also test your smoke alarm. Absolutely perfect, look at that. Right, we just get this shunt connected up here. Now, if you're working on batteries with tools, be careful that you don't touch a negative and then accidentally touch the handle on the positive, because again there'll be a big bang. These on pretty tight. Now we just need to connect our shunt to our connection there. Then we can wire our shunts up back to the meters. I'm going to put some tape around that one actually. It's not one that I did, but I'm going to tape it up anyway. That's better. That's better. Okay, let's make up that last cable. Right, so we've made up our new connection piece. That is going to go under here. And it's going to connect that. That's going to connect that onto there. Now, this is where I need to be careful because I've got this end connected to the negative, and if I put a spanner on this nut and accidentally touch a positive, there could be sparks. So we'll be very careful, be very aware. Okay, that's that shunt on. And what I'm going to do with all the cables is to cable tie them all over to one side so that if anything comes loose, this can't work its way over and touch the positive side. Okay, that's the shunts done. So that's the shunts installed onto the batteries. And now we need to run the cable in underneath the floor, up into the cabinets, behind all of this lot, up behind the instruments, and we are going here. We're going to take this out and we made a new plate to go in here. We're going to cut this out a little bit. Made a new plate to go in there, and we've got both the battery monitors to go in there. Right, it's about to start on that, eh? Right, we've got this stuff, which is 3-core, I can't focus, 3-core marine flex, and those 3 cores are going to be those 3 there. 1, 2, 3. Back to the shunt. So these are going to go back from behind the instrument panel all the way back to the shunts. 1 for each. Let's go. Never underestimate the power of a cup of tea. There's been many times I've been stuck on a job and stopped to have a cup of tea, and while I'm sitting there drinking my tea and looking at the thing, it's just dawned on me how to do it, or if I'm halfway through it, there might be a better way to do it. So always have a cup of tea and a biscuit. Right, I've got a cable through a little hole in the bottom of that cupboard there. It drops through into there, so we're going to pull enough through to follow our path. So we're going to go around there. Let's get this down and through there. Get to there. Oh. And we'll secure it in place with a bit of tape. Right. Just take that onto there. Now we'll try and get it up behind the dashboard. So we've got that now, that piece of cable, which is going to connect to our shunt, to our first shunt. Got that run nice and tidily underneath there. It comes under this floor here, clips round, it's taped around to there, and it goes into this cupboard. Now we've got to try and find a way of getting it through up under there somewhere. So let's try and sort this out. I think we're gonna have to take this off and lift this up out of the way so I can see down, see any light, poke it through. Right, let's do that. Right, let's have a look under here. When you take something like this off, don't just pull it, because you could be pulling wires off from underneath. Check it very gently. Well, I tell you what, there's some cables down there. There's some cables there. Oh my god. Look at that. I wouldn't want to have to sort that lot out. Anyway. I can see where that needs to go. We need to sort of prop that up somehow. Hang on. Hold on. Set little screwdriver in there. Now you would not want to have to sort that wiring out. Well, that's for sure. Look at that. There's some cables in there. Right, let's get this one pulled through. I've got the cable pushed through into here, and I can hear it in there, and I can see it as well. That one. Oh, look at that. That works out well. So I need to pull all of this through. But then we then got to run another one. And of course, we're trying to come out of there. Right, let's cut that off. Okay, let's get the next one through. Now then. You gotta do it all by feel. I feel there's a little gap. I can poke that in underneath there. Right, should be able to see that, and I think it's that note where I that one, that's the one. That one through there as well. And then this lot come back out. To there. So we've got our two cables. comes through from there. So that's that cable coming down from the helm position. Now we need to get that down through a little hole in the corner of this little cupboard. It was about there. Oh. It's gone through, but it's sort of gathered up somewhere. That's it, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. Right, so we can get that fixed around there, get a bit of tape holding that on, and then when it's all in permanent I'll go around and do it properly with cable ties. Right. And where's it? There. And that'll come down to that shunt. So we've got our two shunt cables in. I'll put a bit of black tape around that lot. Green tape. Oh. Right. Oh, it's very muggy here, very hot and muggy. Right, so we've got our two cables in from up here all the way back down to the battery shunts. Okay, we've got that. We've got these ones stripped back. black for our negative. Oh, right, stay on there. Now, when you've done these, always give them a little tug, and that's why. Try that again. I'll tell you what, I've got a smaller one. Let's try a smaller one. Let's try smaller ones. They might have been a bit too big. That feels a bit better actually. That's better. That's better. Right, we'll put a terminal on the end of each of these. There you go, we've got our connections on. Now, so the green is going on the front of the shunt. Yeah, the green goes on the front of the shunt on the battery side, and so does the black, and the blue goes on the load side. Well, so does the blue, but we'll use red. So battery side, green and black. That's all up. Oh, see, always pull them. Always give them a little tug. Let's give that another go. That's that. No, that's not having it, that one. Right. Let's try a new one. Just in case, just give that a little squeeze with a pair of grips. That's got it. That's got it. Right. That's got it. I've got the hole cut out in there. I'll come down, and then in the cables I've put these little ferrules on as well. You get a box of ferrules and you get the crimping machine. And now we're going to do a little bit of soldering, because we're going to put some inline fuses on. I get a bit of solder on the soldering iron, because that transfers the heat a lot better. I'm going to get that underneath there, transfer some heat into the wire. And then just melt some solder onto the wire like that, bring it off. That's that one done. Right, and now that is soldered onto there with a bit of heat shrink covering it over, so we now have a fuse on there. Right, on to the next phase. Okay, that's all in. Fuses are in. Right. Another cup of tea. So that's what we've got now. I've cut the hole out and I've made a plate to go into here. that's going to hold the two monitors. So let's get the screw holes drilled and fix it all back, and we should be done. So here's the plate that I made, and that is going to fit and screw back like that. So all I've got left to do is put the screws in. Let's go. And there we go. The end to quite a long job actually. But looks okay. Looks okay. So these monitors, if you look on my battery switch, I am on number 2, and I haven't marked them up yet, but this is 1, this is 2, so we're using something. So something is drawing 1.6 amps, 2 watts of power. So we're drawing 1.6 amps. I think it's the fridge, we've got the fridge on. So you can toggle through this. So I have so far used 0.29 amp hours in 63 minutes. And on this one I'm not using no amps coming out. I've not used any amps in just over an hour. So this bank is just sitting there, not being taken anything out of. This bank is the one that's being used. Very useful. We're in and they're working, and they seem pretty good actually. Thanks for watching the video. See you on the next one. Bye.